character. So, from the point of view, just explain everything that you did and just put it into context for me. And that'll be fine. And don't forget your name. Ready? Okay.
I'm Abigail Simons, and I was in Unicorn, and I was with Georgia Owen, who was also in Unicorn.
Okay.
Our scene was basically like a fortune teller, and we had someone outside. She was like ranting about the apocalypse, and she would pick one person, the chosen one, and they would be brought in to our scene, and they would have their tarot read.
Okay.
Georgia would read their tarot, and I was a creepy assistant. So I would stare at them the whole time and like pour them tea, and then I had to check their arms and virtually lick them, which some people freaked out quite a bit at that point. And then towards the end, we had a zombie come out and bite Georgia.
Right. Okay.
Which was the point when most people ran out because they thought they were going to take their lives.
Yeah.
Which they didn't know they didn't. They weren't going to take their lives.
So where did this scene come from? Did you come up with it together, or again were you given a brief and worked to do that?
Well, originally Georgia was in a group with James and KJ, and they came up with the idea of the fortune teller, and then we kind of expanded from that.
Okay.
Because originally my character was going to be like a doll, and like told to do exactly this thing like that, but we decided to change it, and originally we were going to have a full audience, but we thought it would be more effective to have it as a one-on-one, and it would also be more scary for them.
Yeah, very much so.
One problem we did have though was that we couldn't change they could see through the window.
Okay.
So which meant that everybody outside could see what was happening.
Yeah.
So when they ran out, they would just stand there and watch us still.
Right.
Which we couldn't get them to leave at first. When we had to get the marshals, assistants.
So it was quite tricky to reset your scene because people were still watching to see what else was happening.
Yeah, so while people were outside waiting to come in, we had to quickly try and reset, but as if we were the characters.
Yeah.
Which was quite hard. And one way we got people out as well, if they wouldn't leave, was to have the zombie that was originally biting Georgia run at the door.
Right.
So as if they were trying to get them.
Right, and that prompted them to leave because they didn't want to lose their lives.
Yeah.
Okay. So just going back to your character, I'm intrigued to find out where the licking came from.
Well, originally we were checking their arms to see if they had the virus, and we did it. I think it was supposed to be like she's never had any human contact apart from with the fortune teller.
Right. Okay.
And she's like crazy, and she just likes to touch people, and then she just decides she wants to lick them.
Okay. All right. And that's the bit that freaked most people out.
Most people, they were like kind of pulling away a lot at that point. And another problem we had was that the sheet we were having to cover where the zombie came was too short.
Right.
So they could see their legs. So they could see them, and they were like wary the whole time. And then as soon as they came out, most people ran.
Right. Didn't even wait to see what would happen.
They didn't even see the end of the scene. Like where I go up and I tell them it's time to go. Most people weren't there for that because they had already run out the door.
Right. Okay. So as the evening went on and you could see that happening, did you change anything, or did you adapt the way in which the scene worked to prevent that from happening?
We couldn't change it too much because they could see the zombie, and the zombie was a key part of the act. What we did do was I kind of tried to say my lines faster, so they heard it as they were running out the door.
Right. Okay.
They could still see me, and when they left and they didn't like leave the outside of the shop, I tried to just stand and like waving creepily at them before the zombie came and ran at the door.
Okay, I'm with you.
So,
okay. That's quite an interesting setup, that particular scene. So neither of you were infected, you were just both mad.
Georgia isn't infected until the very end.
Yeah, when she's bitten by the zombie. Okay. So then you've got marshals outside, and obviously, as you say, people can see in. How did that work for you? Because obviously you've got a group, they're only bringing in the chosen one, so the rest of the group are in effect outside still watching through the windows. Did you then find it difficult to get the next chosen person in because they'd already seen the scene, or?
Sometimes yes, but I didn't actually speak to Courtney about how how she did it.
Okay.
But the marshals helped further towards the end, because at first they just stood there and did nothing.
Right. Okay.
So and then quite a lot of people were saying they didn't want to come in on their own as well, which was another problem.
Yeah.
And like sort of in the middle, people were saying they didn't really want to come in because they just wanted to get to the George, which was the end point, because we were the last scene before.
Right. Oh, okay.
And they were just like, nah, I can't
Had
be
enough by
bothered.
that stage.
Yeah.
Okay. How did that impact on both your performances then? Did that demotivate you a little bit, or did you take it on as a bigger challenge?
It kind of improved it a bit because we had less people to show it to. We wanted it to be even better for the people that did come in.
Yeah. Okay.
And it kind of, especially, I don't know about any of the others, but for me, it definitely made it more exciting because you didn't know when someone was coming.
Yeah.
And you just had to be, right, this is it, we've got to do it now.
So you had to be alert all the time and ready to go.
Especially when we did get more people and it was like quick. It was very, I can't think of the word, but
Quite intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you had to be on it all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you change anything about your particular character?
I don't think so.
No, you wouldn't have made her even more weird. Or do you think you got the level just right?
I think it was about right because most people seem generally freaked out
Yeah.
by it.
Okay. And how did you find working in such a small team? So we've heard from some of the others, and some of their teams were quite big, or they had extra actors with them. Obviously, in the shop, there was just the three of you. Did you feel that
We
worked
had
for you?
The three of us, the two, me and Georgia and the zombie, and we had one person extra outside.
And the marshal outside.
No, we had a actor outside.
Oh, an actor outside as well. Sorry. Oh, okay. And they were the person bringing
Yeah.
in the chosen one.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you? I mean, listening in on everybody else's, especially with those with the bigger groups, do you feel that you had it right being in a smaller group, or would you like to have had the opportunity to work in a bigger group?
I think it was actually better for our scene that it was smaller because I don't think it would have been as creepy if it was more people.
Yeah, because of the way the
Yeah.
scene was set, you needed it to be quite.
Yeah, it needed to
Individual.
be quite intense.
Yeah.
And I don't think we would have got that if there would have been lots of people.
No. Okay. Fabulous. Anything else you want to tell me about the evening? I'm gathering you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Fantastic. Okay. Anything else?
Don't think so.
No. Perfect. Thank you.
I think